He was made a two-in-one manna spirit produces substance from nothing. The Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 24, states that God is a spirit. 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began suddenly. Both the temperature and speed were extreme, extra, hot, and terrific fast. In a fraction of a second, space was everywhere and racing faster than light. Immediately, subatomic elements occupied space. The universe is infinitely wide, carrying trillions of galaxies as divisions of hundreds of billions of stars each. Astronomers have no answer for the source of the universe, leaving it up to anyone's guess. We neither can explain beyond 13.8 billion years nor describe the form or structure of a spirit. But there is logic in the universe, such as the gravity that maintains the Earth at a safe distance, running around the Sun for the last 4.5 billion years. Moreover, the Sun also is running fast around the galactic center to complete its circle in 225 million years. After 4.5 billion years of the Earth, God thought of creating man as a special creation. Our limited lifetime of only 70 or 80 years is a result of a separated reality away from the purpose that our first ancestors tasted for a while. We are a generation Rho ruled by ignorance and misinformation, distancing us from our true state of being and purpose. We are engulfed in strange cultures and traditions in which we die doubtfully and perishing in the confusion of hidden truth and divergent convictions. One who made us and the earth had the onus of enacting the culture and tradition. The one with the power to keep the earth in position for 10 billion years even can give us a lifetime above the earth's limit, but in harmony with the divine culture and traditions. It is 100,000 years ago when God created man on earth. God first used the dust of the earth to make man-like for the diversity of the animal kingdom. But God added in man a breath of life to make him a living soul. This is written in the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7. Man was distinguished from the rest of creation on earth by having the flesh made out of the dust of the earth and the divine breath, making man a living soul. Paul in the Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16, wrote about it saying, "Don't you know that you are a temple of God and the Spirit of God dwells in you?" God's presence was in man for the following reasons. 1. To upgrade man into a God's child having everlasting life, power to create on earth, control, and overall protection on earth. Giving guidance in undertakings of man on earth. Maintaining man's body of flesh alive, replenished, and fresh. The flesh component of man had roles including to be sober, listen, and take the guidance of God within. To be a platform and openly acknowledge God's guidance, power, and authority. To maintain gratitude in mind, preserving God as man's greatest treasure. For approximately 70 years, the man lived compliant to the dot in the divine culture and traditions. The woman, from the man's flesh, carried the same composition of flesh and spirit as the man except for a little transformation of her form to grow their offspring in her. For 30 years, the man and woman practiced God's culture and tradition until the devils found them. In the Garden of Eden, the devil introduced a different culture. Pride. It was new. It was a distracting noise from the guidance of God within. In Genesis chapter 3, verse 5, the devil lied to the woman, saying, "For God knows that in the day you eat of the fruit, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." The pride of becoming like gods was the distracting noise. She did not hear the guidance of God's Spirit within, and she ate the fruit. The devil introduced pride into our ancestors according to his likeness. Prophet Isaiah, chapter 14, verses 13 and 14, reported the earlier happening in heaven, saying, "For you have said in your heart, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation. I will be like the Most High." The devil misled the people from the divine to the strange culture of pride and the desire to dominate. Thereafter, the roles of God's Spirit and man of flesh were halted, together with everlasting life and lasting protection. The man of flesh became weak and vulnerable. God, in Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, noted, "My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, his days shall be 120 years." People die, going back into the dust of the earth. The spirit returns to God empty-handed. With no record, the devil gloats for failing people of God's mission of everlasting life, of flesh and God's spirit within on earth. But God's mind is not changed by the devil creature. Our journey here is short, only 100,000 years. We cannot distrust God. We are not sons and daughters of monkeys that lived millions of years ago without God's Spirit in them.